Benjamin Ray back with you with another Lion Legends segment. Today, we're joined with former UNA great Reggie Ruffin. Reggie, how are you doing? Where are you connecting up with us right now?
Well, we're home. Everybody, we can't do any recruiting right now. You can't do any, weightlifting and all of that, being around your team. So pretty much here at Chelsea, Alabama, home, and kind of Zoom in meetings with the administration, president, and Zoom meeting with the coaches, and then try to make sure the guys are staying abreast and kind of doing what they can to maintain. It's kind of tough for them when gyms are closed and they can't get what they really need. But, we're going to overcome this. We're going to be strong together. And, I feel for the world. I feel for the U.S., man, but it's going to be okay.
A three-time All-American at UNA, the school's all-time leader in career sacks. We're going to talk about all of that during this interview. And I noticed you're wearing your jersey right now, number 58, and let's open up with this, give people a good look at it. The University of North Alabama, what does it mean to you?
Man, it means so much. I can say my start, my career, actually, it goes back to UNA, man. Just the family, the community, man, the institution, the coaches, man, my teammates, man, just the city of Florence or the Tri-City, man, it was unbelievable for me, great experience. I did so much in my life to mold me and change and correct some of the things that I came from, from the country or Choctaw County coming to Florence. And, it was just they instill so much in me about pride. They instill so much in me about the importance of education. Instill so much in me about community and family. Man, I owe UNA so much, man. My professors, the leadership of Dr. Potts at the time was president, and Coach Wallace and his assistant coaches, man, all my coaches and all my teammates, man, it was just unbelievable there.
Now the head coach and athletic director at Miles College. Take us through your post-UNA coaching career and some of your stops before ending up at Miles.
Well, when I finished playing at UNA, I was actually starting out grad assistant there at UNA. But then, unfortunately, when you start to get engaged and start thinking about the future, grad assistant is not the direction you possibly want to go. So I ended up becoming a high school head coach back in my high school, Choctaw County. Media, like I said, I only spent a semester as a grad assistant, and then I left and became a high school coach. Got married, had a kid, and was a high school coach. And ended up leaving, going to Tuskegee University, my first collegiate job at Tuskegee, then my second collegiate job, University of West Georgia. Then I came back to the high school ranks after my son was born. Felt like I needed to still, administration. I went and got a higher ed degree in school administration and my master's in school administration because I always wanted to be a principal, superintendent, and wanted to be in education. So once I finished that, I went back to high school coaching, and then all of a sudden, Coach Slater gets the Tuskegee job, and I leave high school again. And I've been in college ever since. So, and him being an offensive coordinator during that time, our relationship, but he ended up getting the Tuskegee head job and asked me to come along with him.
From Coach Slater to I know Ronald McKinnon's on your staff right now, the UNA brotherhood, the UNA connection, how much has it followed you throughout your coaching career?
Oh, it's been great. You got to understand, when Coach Wallace assembled this team, all those guys, those great, Tyrone Rush, Red Cross, and Ronald McKinnon, Keith Humphreys, Sam Graham, Cody Gross, man, Kel Manley, Michael Edwards, man, Satterfield. The list go on and on, man. So, Coach Wallace assembled a lot of guys that had that mentality of being leaders. A lot of guys that had a mentality of being mentors. A lot of those guys became high school coaches, man. It was so many guys in the state of Alabama that were high school coaches, man, all came for that UNA, on that UNA team. And so, but that's what Coach and his staff instilled it in us, man, about being great leaders, being great people, being family and being great mentors. And so then you take that, and then you had the leaders that always in the Ronald McKinnon, our relationship, friendship, he pretty much ran UNA at the time. He's a Harley Hill winner. He's the best player in Division II. But our friendship lasted long, and once he finished pro ball, we always stayed in contact. And then, when I got the job, he was at Birmingham Southern coaching, and I got the job here at Miles. and he was one of the first guys I called. And we've been together ever since, man. I can't shake it, man. I just can't shake it.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your playing career. Let's go back to 1994. You're a freshman coming to North Alabama. You're joining a team that won the national championship the year prior. What was it like being a part of that program that had won a championship, and what do you remember from your freshman year?
Well, the way that I remember it was great about the atmosphere. The guys had just won the championships. We came on a recruiting visit, and man, you guys were still celebrating that '93 championships with parades, and during the time that we were coming in as prospects. And man, I just saw I wanted to go somewhere that had a great education. I wanted to go somewhere that I had a chance to compete, win a championship. And I want to go somewhere where I knew my teammates and the coaches, man, they really believed in building success, building a program. And, man, they kind of answer a lot of the questions during recruiting weekend. Bill Burgess was the head coach at Jacksonville State. I remember him telling me recent, he's always told me I always got him fired at Jacksonville for not coming to Jacksonville, choosing UNA over Jacksonville. But, my recruiting trip weekend was awesome, and I just believe my bad. I'm sorry about that, but I just believed in all of that and what they had to offer, man. So I knew coming to UNA was the right choice. My mom made that choice because every choice I tried to make, she told me I couldn't go to that college. I had to go to UNA because of Craig Hall, the running back coach at the time, and Willie Slater. Coach Slater went to church with us, so she said that's where you're going to play for UNA.
And you had quite the impact your freshman year. 11 sacks, still stands as the school record for most sacks in a season. Do you remember the sack where you broke the record against Chris Hatcher against Valdosta State?
Yeah, it's amazing. Separate has offered my son. He plays football for Chelsea. And so I went to junior day, and Chris Hatcher walks up, and he tells my son, your dad broke the sack record, against me. Him as the head coach of Sanford. But it was amazing. I kind of look back. We were playing at Livingston at the time, with Livingston University, but they West Alabama, and that's my hometown, close to my hometown. So I had a lot of people there. So Coach Wallace pulled me in the third quarter because I was about to break the sack record in Livingston because I had my mind set because they had told me the number and they told me, hey, you close, and I had 2 sacks and I was going for the. And then Coach Wallace said, no, we're getting him out. He took me out the game. I didn't play anymore in that Livingston game, that West Alabama game. And then he said, you're going to break it on national TV against the top-ranked Valdosta State, against the best quarterback in Division II. And it was a great choice by Coach. And I ended up breaking that sack record. And it was great moments. Great teammates, man. Just I guess when you have the best D-line and Marcus Keys and Isaac Rayvon and, Marcus Hunter, those guys, they kind of kept the heat. And they didn't know Reggie Ruffin when I first got there. So I was kind of, unknown name, and then kind of snuck up on a lot of people.
They certainly knew you after that. Freshman of the year in the Gulf South Conference. 34 career sacks. Any other sacks that jump out at you as memorable ones?
Well, for me, it was always just – coach them always wanted pressure. They always wanted me to get to the quarterback. I know Coach Wallace remember this because I was really upset with the whole – in that freshman year, we played Carson Newman. And they benched me against Carson Newman because they had a great tight end, big guy and all that. They benched me. But we didn't put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And Coach Wallace asked him why Reggie's not in the game after they made the decision to kind of let me come off the bench. I was kind of upset about it. But, but one thing I learned that, coaches coach, we play. And my dad always told me never be a bad locker room lawyer. Just, accept, the decision and keep working hard. And we ended up beating, I think it was 17-14 at Carson Newman game. I actually took the script. It was a play there where I tackled the quarterback and running back at the same time and script the ball. And, got a chance to set up, and we ended up beating Carson Newman. But, that kind of sets – just to be patient and wait your time, regardless of what situation happened, and just be a good teammate. And that's what I tried to be. And that kind of sets and I remember that play, and it was a lot of life lesson after that too, in reference to coaches making the best decision that he felt was right for the program. And, I had to accept it. And I was mad. I was upset. Coach Wallace, we talked about that. So, but I did let him know.
So you win the national championship as a freshman. 95, I mean, a lot of people regard that 95 defense as one of the greatest of all time. You guys gave up just 49 total points that year, I think. Let's talk about the Purple Swarm. Coach Hyde, Bill Hyde, the architect behind it. You already mentioned a lot of the big names from Keith Humphrey, Israel Raven, Ronald McKinnon, but how can you sum up just how good was the Purple Swarm and what made it so good?
Man, just the team concept, man, brotherhood, man, just together we stood, divided we was gonna fall, man. And nobody was selfish, man. Everybody did their job. Everybody came to work. Everybody came, to practice and took the game seriously, man. Because we had great coaches, man. We had great coach. Coach Hyde was one of the best. I know defense because Coach Hyde. He's one of the greatest defensive minded guy I know. In that back end, I always tell them when you got the back end, you got the front end, you got the middle, all taken care of. We had the best D-line. We had the best linebacker. We had the best secondary, man. And, when you look at that and you put that all together, you have no other choice but to be great. But you be great by being a great team. We wasn't 7. We didn't care about this guy got 6 tackles for loss or this guy had 12 tackles. It was just more everybody. We talked about game tackling. We talked about being around the ball. We talked about, hey, man, doing your job, doing your assignment, each and every play, be a team player and not individual. And we had no individuals on that defense, man. We had no individual on the team. So just had some great teammates.
2 national championships. I mean, what does that mean to you being a national champion at UNA?
Oh, it meant great, man, because I never won a championship in high school. So that was my first championship in 94 and then 95 having that opportunity, man. And then winning the national championship, I tell a lot of guys, a lot of student athletes play collegiate sports and they never get a chance to even sniff a championship, whether it's conference, whether it's national. But when you're a national champ, man, you're the best of the best, and it gets no better than that. And just being that the greatest institution, my kids hear that say all the time, Matt Miles, the greatest institution of all time, University of North Alabama. So, I really appreciate that and harp that because, I'm Reggie Ruffin because of the University of North Alabama.
Reggie Ruffin, thank you for what you did at North Alabama, and thank you for taking the time to catch up with us.
Man, thank you guys, man. Bless you, and I hope you guys are safe and, and doing the things it takes to be safe, and miss you guys and can't wait to see you.